Peace, y'all. I'm just making this video to reiterate that I am not homicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm out here walking tasks. But yeah, like regardless of all this stuff, people throwing at me, whoever it is, the city, the landlord, I ain't even had no confrontations with nobody. I haven't even had no female company since February, and that was a woman that I used to deal with before pandemic. I mean, should have been suspect to me that she came out the woodwork out of nowhere, but you know, we was always cool. We ain't really have no major beef. You know what I'm saying? We only dated for like 6 months. So when she reached out, I was having a little couple-month drought. So I said, you know what? What's up? We went out to a restaurant one weekend out west, Copa's. If you know, you know. And then the following weekend, she just came over. We chilled. She stayed at night. We was cool. We talked a couple times after that, text. And then one time I texted and it didn't say delivered. So then like a day or two later, I called it and it went straight to voicemail. I realized she blocked me. So I'm wondering, we didn't have no falling out that I was aware of. So now I'm questioning even her motives for reaching back out. You know what I'm saying? But bottom line is, anybody that knows me, especially my family of origin, my son's mom, you know, my ex-wife, everybody know. Anybody that is homies I've had for years, decades, they know I've been through some stuff. This stuff ain't gonna break me. So if these people want to silence me permanently, at least I'm gonna put out there what it is. So if something does happen, God forbid, higher power forbid, universe forbid, maybe it'll prompt y'all to realize that these people got no love for us. Even if all you do is sell books, telling you the stories and teaching people lessons to stay out the streets and to elevate themselves and to gain knowledge of self, to gain financial independence, and don't wait for nobody to save you, because all I was doing since 2013 is publishing books, writing books, publishing books, helping other people with it, being a father to my son, and since 2020, doing loan brokering for real estate investors. You know what I'm saying? So they got a problem with that. Then that shows you how they really view us. Because I ain't committed a crime since 2010, 2011. And I got booked for that and did house arrest after I got out the county.
Officer Colley.
Hi, Officer Colley. Can I speak to Lieutenant on duty, please?
The lieutenant on duty?
Yes, please.
He is in another district at the moment.
Who's the senior CO available right now?
Like, you want to speak to the supervisor?
Yes, please.
Okay. What's your name so I can just let him know?
I'm a just concerned citizen right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Corporal Repesky, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm sorry. My name is Justin. What did you say your name was, sir?
Corporal Repesky.
Corporal Repesky. Hi, how are you?
I'm having an okay morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I was calling for a couple things. First of all, are these calls recorded or no?
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay.
I sure hope not. I talk to my wife on the phone, you know what I mean?
No, I understand. I was married, but I'm glad you still are. But I was calling because I had a 911 call last night, and I wanted to find out if it's possible to find out the names of the officers that came out. I don't have a complaint. I have more questions because they left without receiving their names or like a report or a DC number. They arrived at about 10:30. They left at about 10:45. I made the call at around 8:14. I can give you the address.
Sure, what's the address? All right, give me a second. Let me look up the location. All right, sir?
Yes.
Was it 2 female officers?
Yes, it was.
Okay, I get their names for you if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Sure, the first one is going to be Burns.
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 And do you have her badge number?
Yes, 9783.
Thank you.
And the other one is Stewart. Common spelling Stewart.
Thank you.
And her badge number is 9503.
Thank you. So I just had a couple questions. Maybe you could clarify for me about like procedure, right? Not like, and so can I give you like a quick background of what have been happening? So I made the call yesterday because I've made a few calls over the past few weeks about like break-ins to my apartment, right? I live on the 10th floor, obviously, A1002. So when I like with the other officers that arrived and them as well last night, I showed them the evidence of like the break-ins, the scratches on my, because I changed the locks in June. Like I had identity theft, I've had missing financial documents. I've reported the identity theft with like, you know, they've hit everything. My credit cards, banks, I had to change banks. I found Trojan horses on my devices, computers, phones, all that. I had to change phones. They've hit Social Security, IRS, everything, right? So I showed them the evidence, and then I found like a week or so ago fingerprints under my windowsill. So then when the officer came last week, because I called this same number, and I believe it was Officer Colley that answered, and she said, oh, I asked for a detective, and I found out yesterday when I came down to the district, they said, oh yeah, they don't come out just based on you calling. Same thing Officer Colley said, you have to go through a certain procedure. I said, okay. And they said, you got to come back out, call, and then if they decide, boom, 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 whatever, right? So I'm like, all right. So, but the thing was, when the officer came out last week, he said, oh, I can't take those prints because they don't look fresh. Then I come in the other day, there's fresh fingerprints on my kitchen cabinet. So they like, this is a repeated thing, and I think it's somebody that either lives in a building or that has access, whatever, right? So anyway, I go to Southwest Detectives yesterday before I come to the 19th, and they said that they weren't entered, none of them were entered, none of the DC numbers I had 2 DC numbers. They weren't entered as like B&E, they weren't entered as burglaries, they were entered as like information, which didn't make sense to me because I showed every officer, like there's a gap in my door even when the top and bottom lock is closed, because I came out, locked the door, showed them, like it's a huge gap. So anyway, then I spoke with, I can't really make out the name of the officer who took the report. 6454 is his badge number. But before I spoke with him, I explained to Sergeant Rogers, who they said he was new. He came from 18th District.
We don't have a Sergeant Rogers here.
Interesting, because that's what he said his name was. He said his name is Sergeant Rogers. He just was. Cause the thing was, this is the funny part. He's a younger Caucasian guy, blonde hair, blue eyes. He said he was not usually there. He said he was helping from the 18th. He said his badge number was 8764. Because I asked.
He may have just been over here covering for us one day. That's all.
Yeah, it was.
We're short on manpower sometimes. We reach out and have other people come over.
Yeah, it was just yesterday. It was in the afternoon military time of the report was 8224. So yeah, it was like 6 something. But yeah, so but he's the one that I spoke with when I asked to speak, because the officer that I was initially speaking to and asking him like, why would this? Because Southwest detectives were like, I can't see these DC numbers. I can't see what's on them. All I can see is that they weren't entered as burglaries. It was just like, I forget the term he used, but he said it was like information. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like I've called, by the time I came yesterday, it was my 3rd time. I called 3 times. I got 2 DC numbers though, right? So Sergeant Rogers, and then I don't know, Found Tag. I can't really make out his name, but his badge number is 6454. He's the one that took the report. And then I asked why the nature of the report says vandalism. He said, because I can't give you a burglary report, even though I specifically asked for a B&E report. He said, you have to call 911 again from your residence. So I said, but I mean, they had to have broke into my residence to vandalize and steal stuff out my residence. You see what I'm saying? Like one hand washes the other. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not necessarily that. Like I hear what you're saying.
Because I live in an apartment building.
Here, from headquarters.
Well, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. So I called.
What were you missing when someone gained entry to your house?
Like I said, financial documents. I mean, all of this has been filed with the FTC, the Office of Inspector General with Social Security. Like this is like I've filed all of this stuff. Banks, all of that. This has all been filed. So.
And here's where I think there's miscommunication. All of that stuff, while important, has no monetary value, so that we can't assign it as a burglary because there's no financial loss. It's just a classification, that's all.
I mean,
it's what's known as an investigation of your premise, and then we put all the information in there and saying that all this stuff was lost, but that doesn't technically, the new way that they do the coding and everything and the grading for crimes, that doesn't count as a burglary.
I mean, I have lost financially. I've lost money from my accounts. I've lost business.
But I think you're getting mixed up on the classifications of it. Just because
But what about
that's
criminal?
a financial crime. That's a theft.
Okay.
Which is very real, but that doesn't count as a burglary.
But if they criminally trespassed forced entry, which there's evidence of, into my apartment. I mean, for instance, Castle Law, HB 40 said, like I told the officer and the sergeant yesterday. So, Castle Law, which would extend to a vehicle, but this is my residence, and I have a 15-year-old son.
Castle doctrine has nothing to do with your home, other than defending yourself.
That's what I'm saying. So, but the thing is, I'm a civilian. So if somebody happened to come in here when I was here, and then I had to stretch them out, then I would be arrested, and I would have. I mean, I would have to prove that it was self-defense. I mean, we live in America.
They're in your house. You don't have to prove that.
I mean, I've seen it happen. But my point is this. This is my question. I don't want to get it too far into the weeds. My question is, if I have shown three, four officers, including the ones last night, because I asked them to come out with, when I made the 911 call, I asked them to come out with body cams, and when they came, I said you could come in because they were like standing back. I said no, because I have a sign on my door now that says do not enter without the permission of the current resident because of what's been going on. So I asked them to come in, take the video of what's going on. I showed them the evidence. I showed stuff has been, like it's harassment at this point of these people that keep coming into my apartment. I showed them the door, the how is a gap in the door, the scratches around, I changed the bottom lock, there's scratches around that, all of that. Is there a reason why? Like, how would I go about getting an official? Like, there's obviously somebody's breaking into my apartment when I'm not here. I work from home now. I had to close my office a couple months ago downtown. Like, so now I work from home. I'm not even going that often. So it's like, I have mail that's going to my next door neighbor's address even after I've updated everything again. So it's like, it's borderline harassment. It's criminal trespass. I mean, like, so I'm just wondering how, number one, why would they leave again? I don't want to waste valuable resources that could be going to other people that are experiencing, I mean, there's unprotected women, there's children out here that are possibly getting kidnapped and assaulted. Like, I don't want to keep calling 911 just to get a report I've asked for multiple times.
I hear what you're saying, and what I'm trying to help you understand is you're looking for a burglary report. That's what you're describing is not burglary.
If they've stolen things from my property and vandalized my property, isn't there a law against breaking and entering? If I broke into somebody's a house, if I broke into somebody's house and there was evidence and there's fingerprints and nobody's taking the fingerprints, and multiple officers have come and seen this, why is nobody saying, look, detectives, there's evidence here that somebody has...
Can I be honest with you? Because I'm all out of fucks today. Are you supposed to be on medication?
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes, because every officer that goes to that address comes back with the same exact assessment.
What's that?
And what you're saying is not real, and that these things are either imagined or staged in some way, and no one believes what you're saying.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So even though they've seen, okay.
No one has seen any evidence.
How has nobody seen? Okay, so what I'll do then, so since you're at a FUX officer who is supposed to serve and protect, since you're at a FUX, I appreciate that. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm tired of, this is the third conversation I've had with you about this.
I have never spoken with you, sir.
Yes, you have, sir. How did I know who you were when I answered the phone and went, oh.
You didn't know who I was. You didn't.
Absolutely.
I have never spoken with you, sir. I keep extensive notes. I've never spoken with you, sir. I'm almost 42 years old, so you can try to get a rise out of me. You won't.
I'm not trying to get a rise.
I mean, you just told
my time.
sir,
So if there's anything else I can do for you, sir, please let me know.
Sir, you can do your job.
I am doing my job.
You're not. You're supposed to serve and protect. You
Have a
took
nice day, sir.
You too. Thank you. Who is it?
Police.
Can I help you?
Yeah, we received a call for this apartment. Did you call at all?
From who? No.
From 1002, you didn't call the police at all, or 911?
When?
I'm not sure.
The only thing I've called about is for gas leaks that have been recurring. I didn't call for the police, but thank you anyway.
The caller stated they requested police. But
No, that's
you're saying that you didn't.
no.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. You might want to trace that call because it sounds like swatting to me. Peace, y'all. I just wanted to say something. It might resonate with y'all. It might not. But there's no way, regardless of what happens, that I will leave here to be taken out by anybody else, including myself, before I accomplish what I was put here to accomplish. And that goes for you too, as long as you're following your purpose. And that purpose does not include money. It's fiat currency, it's fake, right? So if you're only here for money, then that might not apply to you. But if you have a greater purpose that you're following, then this message might apply to you. So figure out what you're here for, what you were placed on this earth for, and then follow that. Peace.